everyone, so today I'm here to film my update for my project Perfume. This will be my first update that I film for 2021, which is wonderful, and I still have the rest of the year to complete this project. I decided to start it early in November just to get a little head start instead of just wasting away 2 months when I could be panning. So this is a project that I started in order to get some more use out of my perfumes. I have quite a large perfume collection and I want to get as much use out of it as I can and make sure I'm rotating through it. So last month I set myself the goal of finishing up a miniature 4 samples and using a full-size bottle 15 times. So I'll start with the full-size bottle. This month I chose Kiko Mecherie's Peau de Pêche and I did manage to use it 15 times. I'll have a little comparison photo up here so you can see how I went, but this is where the perfume is now. So I kind of like that you can see now that I've actually used this perfume. 15 uses isn't heaps. I definitely have many more uses left in this bottle, but it is really nice to see at least a little bit of a dip in it. This is a really beautiful perfume that I purchased in the middle of last year. It's a really nice white peach that smells what I would say like a really fancy shampoo. I think it's fresh and floral and nice and just really pretty. So I was really glad to use that over the month of December. I don't think anyone will be all that surprised to hear that I did not finish this House of Oud miniature in the scent Keep Glazed. I did try and finish it and I did get some use out of it. There's definitely less liquid in there when I shake it. I can't actually see through this ceramic container. I said in my last update that I don't really like this scent and I would kind of spray it and see how I went throughout the month and possibly I'll declutter it instead of finishing it. I have decided to keep it because I don't really like it, but I also don't hate it. So I'm just going to hold on to it. I'm going to continue to try and use this up, rolling it into the next month. I think at this point we're going to see how I've kind of set my timeline really tight, and this might prove to be an impossible task to try and finish all of my miniatures. But I have a lot more success to report with my samples. I set myself the goal of finishing up 4 samples in the month of December and I managed to finish 3. The first one I finished is the Medicent scent in Chandra. This is a vetiver peach. It's a nice smoky incensey kind of peach. Peach is one of my favorite notes, so that's why I bought the sample set to try this, but I didn't really like that incensey smoky background, so I wouldn't buy a full bottle, but I was really glad to try the sample. Next I finished up Rose from Ellis Brooklyn. As you can imagine, this is a really nice fresh springy rose, what I would describe as kind of a young rose, but rose isn't my favorite scent, so I probably wouldn't buy this either, though I do really like Ellis Brooklyn as a fragrance house. The last one I managed to finish up just before the month ended. This was Sundays by Byredo. In the last update I thought that this was supposed to smell like suntan lotion, but what it actually smells like is very similar to that kind of burnt sugar cotton candy skin scent that Baccarat Rouge 540 has and Ariana Grande's Cloud. It reminds me very much of those 2 fragrances, but there is an added kind of beachy coconut something else in it as well. Maybe it's a mango, I'm not sure, but there is something in this that makes it more of like a summery, sunny day kind of skin scent. And when I say skin scent, I don't mean that it is close to the body. It does have quite a projection, but I mean that kind of way that Cloud and Baccarat Rouge smell like warm skin. That's what it makes me think of, so that's what I mean by skin scent. It is a beautiful fragrance, but I think I actually prefer Baccarat Rouge as well as Ariana Grande's Cloud to this. The coconut doesn't really work for me, but it is beautiful. And then the 4th sample that I had was also from Medicent. This is the scent Padme, which is kind of a water lily, light aquatic floral. And I did get some use out of it. I probably used maybe a third of it. and I will roll this into the next month as well to try and finish this up. This doesn't really speak to me as a scent. It's a little bit too transparent, a little bit too green and watery, so it's not really my style, but it is pretty. So as you can see, I'm going to be rolling in a sample and the miniature from December into January and continuing to try and work them into a rotation and finish them ultimately. But I have also decided to pick 2 more samples and an additional miniature to, you know, compound the difficulty of this project. The first sample I have here is unlabeled. I received it at a perfume store in Rome, I think. I'm pretty sure it's from the brand Healy's, but I actually don't remember what scent it is. It's salty and aquatic, and it kind of gives me a headache. That's why I haven't finished it, even though I've had it for 3 years now. But there's only the tiniest little bit left, so I would like to just finish this in the month of January and add it to my total of empties. The other sample I'd like to finish in January is from Gallagher Fragrances. This is Bergamust, which, as you can imagine, is a bergamot fragrance. Bergamot's not my favorite, though I do love citruses. Bergamot's just not my favorite citrus, and I find that this one leans a little bit more masculine than what I would typically wear in a perfume. Gallagher Fragrances is a really hyped brand here on YouTube, but I've bought their sample set and I haven't actually loved very many of them. I really liked Pineapple, and I would consider purchasing a full size of that, but Rosé All Day was not for me at all. It sounds like it would smell delicious, but it was not for me. Oh So Fresh, or Oh Fresh, whatever that one's called, didn't work for me. The cedar one didn't work for me. Amongst Waves, again, I think it's salt in a fragrance, gives me really bad headaches, so that didn't work for me either. I'm not super familiar with this one. I think I've only worn it once so far, so I'll just use up this sample and move it along out of my collection. Then for the miniature that I would like to finish up in January, I've picked this one from Senbon. This is Eau de Thé and Gingembre, so it is a tea and ginger scent, and I have it in this miniature spray travel that I got in a perfume set of probably about a year ago, maybe 18 months ago. I really like this scent a lot, actually. I love the way they've kind of blended the like black tea with the ginger. It's a sharper, fresher scent, and I think it's actually pretty delicious. So this is how much I have left down to there. This is an 15 mil, sorry. This is a 15 mil travel spray. So I probably have about 10 mils left of this. And ideally, I would like to finish it in the month of January. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but I will give it a red hot go. Senbon's main kind of claim to fame is that it is a water-based fragrance company, and it's supposed to be more sustainable and better for the environment, that kind of thing. You can buy refills for their full-size bottles, and it's one of those natural kind of companies. So that being said, it doesn't last very long in the skin, so I do find that when I wear it, I'm spraying a lot of sprays and I'm reapplying throughout the day. So I'm hoping that will kind of speed up the process of finishing this. But I actually really like this scent, so I'm hoping spending some more time with it will help me decide whether it's full-size bottle worthy. So that just leaves the introduction of my full-size bottle. So I pick a full-size bottle for every month to use 15 times. So this helps me kind of cycle through the bottles I already own instead of constantly wanting to buy more, and making sure that I actually spend some time with them, get to know the fragrance, how it wears, and maybe even decide that I don't need it in my collection anymore. This month it's January, so it's a very hot month here in Sydney. At the moment though, it's been really stormy and wet and humid, which is my least favorite. So I decided to pick up my all-time favorite fragrance just to kind of brighten my mood and give me something to look forward to. It is the fragrance I'm wearing today, and this is Byredo's Pulp. A lot of people don't like this fragrance. Pretty much everyone in my life thinks it's kind of too much. It smells like rotting fruit, but it is my all-time favorite. To me, it smells like really juicy, fresh, almost too fresh fruit. It's got a really heavy fig note in it, but it also makes me think of like mangoes and oranges and juicy fruits and things like that. So I absolutely love it. It's like I said, my all-time favorite. This is how much I've used of it. It's funny to think that this is one of my most used fragrances and it's still only got a very little dip in it, but I'm gonna try and use this 15 times throughout January. So there you go, that is my update for my project Perfume. I am kind of struggling with this project even though I'm only in my second update, but I have set myself some really lofty goals with this project. I want to finish all of my samples and all of my miniatures by the end of 2021, not counting a few that I actually got in December, but we won't talk about those. And I just want to kind of clear out some of the little loose itty bitty bits that kind of hang around my fragrance collection to narrow it down to just the full-size bottles that I love and wear all the time. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.